Today I'm going to install a custom ROM on the Google Pixel 3a. Now, the Pixel series has always been incredibly easy to mod, so here's to hoping this goes well. Don't worry, it won't. I've done this like 10 times before, so I think I get the gist. We gotta enable developer options first, then enable OEM unlocking so we can actually install the custom ROM. Okay, well, now that that's done, let's put this thing into fastboot and unlock it. Next up, we're gonna need command prompt for this, and then cd documents, cd Heisenberg, and then adb. Oh, you know what? I threw the phone. Hold on, let me summon it back. People say being possessed sucks, but I think it has its benefits. And this is apparently not a data cable. Okay, let me find a different one. This one maybe? Nope, okay, same deal. I mean, I've also got this Apple USB-C to USB-C braided cable. This might work better. Oh, there we go. So, wait, what's the command to get into fastboot again? adb reboot fastboot, right? That should be it. Oh, device unauthorized, of course. Click allow, and turn off. F-A. Pixel, you better not be saying that word. Oh, okay, fastboot. That's better. Okay, now fastboot flashing unlock. What? Is that like maybe for older versions? I guess a fastboot OEM unlock? Okay, what's the command? Oh, we were supposed to go into the bootloader and then run a fastboot command? That doesn't seem right, but okay. Oh, okay, there's an option on the phone itself. Oh, so this is fastboot mode. So wait, adb reboot fastboot doesn't take me to fastboot? What? Yeah, that's an Android moment. Alright, let's unlock the thing. I love this warning. Don't you dare make your phone more usable. That would be terrible. Okay, so step 1 is done. Now we actually gotta find a ROM to install. Okay, so we got Evolution X, LineageOS 22, which is Android 15, that seems the most reliable, CR Droid, rooted LineageOS 22, kernel. I don't think I need the kernel, but that's actually a great idea. What if I rooted LineageOS this time? Yeah, the last time I played around with root was my OnePlus 8T, because OxygenOS 12 was terrible, man, and I actually needed it to pass safety net, so yeah, it's really been a while. Having root is terrible for security, but then again, so is having a phone from 2019, so who cares? Okay, we have LineageOS downloaded. Let's grab Magisk. Alright, magiskmanager.com, and... Okay, alright, this screams unofficial. Yeah, I think, the GitHub is the right one, but why? Google, why would you push this at the top? That's malicious. Alright, I can't change it, I just go to GitHub, I guess. Updated 3 days ago. I thought the guy who made this project left for Google. Apparently, yeah, this other guy's maintaining it. Alright, that's pretty sweet. Let's just sideload that APK. This guy says on Reddit, we just need to rename the APK to zip and then flash that into recovery alongside the actual LineageOS file. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're probably also gonna need a recovery. Okay, so let's flash that recovery with fastboot, flash boot, and then boot3a.img. Okay, that worked. And now adb-d sideload lineage 3a.zip. No devices found. What? Oh, we gotta go to recovery mode. That's what's wrong. I mean, we could just do fastboot, reboot, recovery, right? Command failed. Okay, fine. I'll just do it manually. Tap factory reset, and then format data. Okay. Yep, this cannot be undone. Yeah, what if I don't want it to be? Okay, and then apply update from ADB, and we then sideload the package, and... Okay, now it's going. Oh, whoops. Huh? Oh, wait, what's up? To install additional packages, you need to reboot recovery first. Last time I did this, it just quit the entire thing, so actually, yeah, no, I'm good. And before we reboot into LineageOS, we gotta sideload Magisk as well. adb sideload magisk 3a.zip. Oh, I guess it's just Magisk. Yeah, it's not really device dependent. Did we do it right? Oh, there we go, LineageOS. Welcome to LineageOS. Yeah, you won't be saying welcome once I install like the 50 tweaks that are going to destroy this phone, but I appreciate it, thank you. Set a pin. Yeah, good enough. And we're gonna use light mode just so it doesn't reflect my background. Enjoy being blind. Okay, that's about it for setup, but is Magisk installed? Okay, yeah, that's not good. Back to recovery. Okay, so instead of flashing it as a zip, let's just reinstall LineageOS and flash it as a .apk instead. That might have a better success. Yeah, and this time, maybe I should actually listen to it and just hit, reboot. And we'll do the same with Magisk. Except it's an APK this time. Oh, okay, yeah, that looks like I did it correctly. Okay, I just redid the entire setup. Let's see if we got Magisk now. There we go. No app icon, but seems right. Upgrade to full Magisk and finish the setup, download and install. Okay. I have no idea what that did, but now the app looks correct. Your device needs additional setup for Magisk to work properly. Do you want to proceed and reboot? Okay. Rebooting in 5 seconds. After a reboot, your device needs to reflash Magisk to work properly. Okay, it's a lot of steps, but alright. Okay, so we, direct install. Let's go. Let's reboot again and see if this works. Okay, so seems like the RAM disk is installed, but Zygist, I don't know what that is. I guess we'll just hit install again. Oh, we have root, but this is a way to mask that we have root. Okay, yeah, I want that installed. It seems like it's built into the system, so if we hit settings and then... Oh, there you go, Zygist. Let's reboot, but also, yeah, user authentication. Yeah, we definitely wanted to ask before doing anything with the root. That should be on by default. Let's also hide the Magisk app, just so any apps like trying to find it on our system can't. And there's our totally inconspicuous settings app. Alright, looks like everything's installed, so let's start browsing for some modules online. I found this one module that replaces the Android system emoji with the ones from iOS, and I think they look better, so yeah, let's install that. Damn, kind of a lot of files here. I guess, yeah, iOS 14.6. Or actually, now that I think about it, it's kind of inconvenient to go back and forth between the computer and this device when we actually have like a fully decent actual web browser on the phone itself. So yeah, let's just download it and send it to Magisk. I also installed Gboard from Aurora Store so we can actually get emojis. Okay, so let's extract that zip file we downloaded to a different folder. And, yeah, we can't really use the extracted zip. I guess the zip itself? Oh, okay, yeah, that works. Okay, and, yep, we now have iOS emojis, or I guess some of them. Some of them are, like, broken, but, good enough. Ooh, OLED to LCD, set saturation to twice. Oh, that sounds fun. Last updated 2024, and there's a 1.5x option, but yeah, let's just go all out. Alright, and that was it. Alright, let's reboot and take a look. Kinda hard to tell with these simple colors, but if you take a look at the Clash Royale icon, yeah, the saturation's definitely cranked up. Oh yeah, if you thought Samsung's saturation was bad, just take a look at this. It's making me tan. Really like how the colors look in Material U with the dark wallpaper, though. It looks really slick with the really bright blues. Next up, Project Extreme Tweaks, boost performance. Okay. Supports Android 5 up to Android 12. Should still be fine, right? Tweaks the CPU, GPU, tweaks the RAM, network, improves battery life without impacting performance too much. Okay, I guess I'll trust it. Let's download. Oh, okay, it's not on GitHub. That seems that seems kind of sketchy. Okay, download and install. Watch my phone not boot after this. Apparently we need Termux to actually use this, so yeah, let's install that. Okay, so we enter that command, hit enter. Ooh, super user request. Yeah, sure, just give it full access to my system. I rebooted and the Termux command is not working, so okay, I guess that's the end of this tweak. Now, one of the things I miss most coming from One UI back to stock Android is no floating windows, but there's this thing called My Freeform, which apparently adds the functionality back with root access, so yeah, let's download this. Okay, we got 2 apps installed. I guess the one with the icon? Oh, we need to enable the service. Okay, so maybe it's this app. Please check your LSposed permission. Oh, do we need LSposed? Fine, I'll install this as well. And for some reason, Zygisk is now just, like, not working. Okay, yeah, maybe it's time to disable some of these modules we're not really using. That didn't work. Maybe it's the OLED to LCD module that's kind of messing everything up, because that's where all the rebooting starts. Okay, so I got it enabled, so we go back to modules, and we tick this on, and now will it work? Oh, and the apps are gone. Alright, yeah, let me reboot. And now it's disabled again. What? Huh? It does say supports Android 8.1 to 14, so you know what? Yeah, let's just downgrade LineageOS to Android 14 and try it then, because I really want this to work. Okay, well, I got the LineageOS 21.0 file downloaded. Let's just install this again. I think that bootloader or recovery or whatever the hell you call it, I think it's locked to the Android 15 version, so yeah, we gotta get TWRP on this. And flash that. Not allowed to flash recovery. Okay, what now? I think we gotta flash boot instead, so flash boot TWRP3a.img. Alright, that worked. Let's head to recovery and install Android 14. And, dude, are you kidding me? Looked on XDA for a fix to my issue, and seems like a lot of people are having the same exact issue, so yeah, I guess that's great. No floating windows, okay. Okay, so if that cool feature won't work, can we at least get the, like, the individual app control volume from, like, One UI? That'd be cool. And now it won't boot. Okay, just fantastic. Okay, second reboot. Any luck? No? Okay, well great. Now I have to reinstall Android all over again, which already took me 30 minutes, so I'm gonna spend another 30 minutes just redoing this to install another module that probably won't work. Magisk is just awesome. It's just f***ing awesome. Sideload again. Okay, so download LSposed for the third time, and using that, we're gonna take a look at App Settings Reborn. Now, why I'm kind of interested in this is because it lets you like control like the DPI on a per app basis, so we can get like better screen real estate. This would be pretty cool to get working. If it works. And download this APK, and I have the zip file for LSposed ready to install, and it just does not want to install. Okay, this is a new level of just breaking shit. I guess if we just rename it to like a nonsense file and then rename it back to a zip, that should work. And nope. Okay, just whatever at this point, just restart again. And after a restart, okay, exact same issue. Alright, what now? Alright, whatever, I just move it here, that might work. Hey, there we go. Okay, we can actually use the phone now. Okay, and that should be all the prep work. Let's see if this works. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. This module is not active. Make sure LSposed framework is installed and module enabled on the manager. Okay, how do I do that? Tap the notification to open manager. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the version that changed Exposed to, like, open with Notification Center, and because that's not working, let's go one version below that to see if maybe this'll fix it. Oh, and that's just amazing. It has no issue reading the zip files from the download folder now. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, let's add that to the home screen. Okay, and what? Okay, so I've spent like 3 hours on these stupid LSposed things, and there's a different module that was updated on July 12th. This might work, but what a tremendous waste of time doing the other ones has been. Alright, watch this immediately work when I summon it from the notification. Of course, of course, man! Okay, so this app should start working now, right? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I gotta actually enable it from the manager. Oh, you know what? It enables the module, but I gotta tick these as well. Oh, and I gotta reboot again for the 50th time. I'd be mad right now, but this is a huge breakthrough. I think we can start using all the apps that weren't working before. One reboot later? There we go. Finally, man, something works. Okay, so this is the normal layout for the internet app. Can we change the DPI for this app? If I remember correctly, the lower the DPI, the more it's zoomed in. So let's just set this to like a really high value and take a look. Yeah, that did absolutely nothing. So I tried it with another app, and it doesn't seem like this one's working either. So, while it's unfortunate this isn't working, I do want to try out the other apps that didn't work before, because we actually have LSposed working now. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we gotta enable the service again. Oh, okay, and it's broken again. Alright, yeah, you know what? My freeform is just not gonna work. Let's just delete that shit. Hold up. Yeah, you see that thing I just did? I hit the old LSposed module that wasn't working. I got so mad at myself being stupid in that clip right there that I'm actually gonna redo it myself just so I can see what happens with the freeform floating windows, okay? I want it to work. Okay, so install the freeform floating windows again, reboot the phone. Okay, and even though the new LSposed work, it still disables it, so I guess maybe we can install the My Freeform APK and try to give that super user access? I think this is kind of different than the one we were just using, but it says freeform Windows, so I could care less. Let's just download the APK and try to get it working. Inside LSposed, we enable the module, tick all of these, and reboot again. Yeah, I have no idea what this says. Okay, Exposed exists. Please check the... Could you go faster? The system framework and restart. Okay, I already did that. Let's give it accessibility permissions. Wait, what? Oh yeah, this is one of those new Android security things. You gotta hit allow restricted settings, and now we should be good. Yep, we can turn it on now. Gave it all the other permissions. Yeah, we already allowed app notifications. What? I have to give it Shizuku access? Really? Okay, so we just gotta install another module, SUI. Please be the end of it. Okay, that's a good sign. Allow all the time. And we are all set up. Okay, how do we use this? Global sidebar. Open freeform apps via sidebar. How do I swipe? Oh, I tap. Okay, and we just tap that open? Oh, there we go. Third-party freeform windows, finally. It's different than One UI, that's for sure. It, like, keeps them open like kind of like a taskbar. You pop them up in the corner, you use the app. You can either swipe down to make full screen, or you swipe up to get it away in the corner. And by opening a freeform window for one app and then using that same app, you can have like a multi-instance. So yeah, I can do something on this, and the same instance of the app up here is unaffected. That's really cool, and that's actually a thing that's not on One UI. And by using using the scaling options, you can actually give yourself more real estate with the screen. Again, another really cool feature that's not on One UI. I mean, you do have a good lock module, but it's just a toggle. You don't have like a slider. Alright, well, that's me fixing my stupid mistake. Now back to the video. What about that audio control thing? And the phone won't boot again. Okay, you know what? That's about it for now. I'm kind of done with the phone. So that's me installing LineageOS on the Pixel 3a, trying out Magisk and some of the Magisk modules. Anyways, thanks for watching, and let me know down in the comments, what other phones do you want me to install Custom Rom on? Alright, I'll see you later.